Ladies and gentlemen, you are not going to believe where I am, who I'm with, what I'm doing. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. It's super special to us. I'm actually still in Florida, and I have had the pleasure, as I told you yesterday, to come to Epcot, to come to Disney, to be with a student of mine, Kaylee Zacher, for the day. And that was really special because she works at Disney, which is her passion. Disney's always been her passion. So it was really cool to see her in her environment and to share that passion with her. And you're going to be seeing that interview season 3. And something I super love about Disney is that they let you record and film on their properties. And I think that is so cool. So props to Disney. But guess what? We have a previous guest of the show, and you may remember him. His name is Jon McNiece. Hello, Jon.
Hello.
What episode were you? Do you remember? Because it was 2 parts. Do you remember which episode numbers you were by chance?
It was early. I want to say it was 6 and 7.
No. Yeah, I think you're guessing. I don't think it was that early.
It was early. I think it was early.
It was early, but
maybe before 10. Let's say before 10. 9 and 10?
I don't know.
11
But
and 12. Whatever.
you can look up Jon, Jon McNiece, on my website under the tab podcast, and you can hear 2 episodes. We did part 1, part 2 with Jon because I've known Jon a really long time, since you were 19 years old. And how old are you now?
45.
That's right. And, you know, he's had some challenges and struggles in his life, but his passion was to create a
family.
And we talked all about on the shows, the part 1 and part 2, about how to create a family and how it's enriched his life and how he went about doing it, and how not just creating a family, but how being a major player and being a great dad was to Jon McNiece. So what was great was that Jon and his kids and his wife started doing a hobby together, which was what, Jon?
Martial arts, mostly karate. It started with Danny. He wanted to take karate, as any 5-year-old boy wanted to. And then in a casual conversation with my now instructor, I want to exercise, I want to lose weight, et cetera, et cetera. The next time I saw him, he handed me a uniform and said, "Here, try it. If you like it, you like it. You don't like it, you don't like it." And Lucy followed about a year later, and my girls followed right around that same time. And now we're at, the dojo is our second home.
And why are you and I getting together right now in Disney? It's just such a perfect juxtaposition, Jon, because you're with your family in Disney. And what were you doing this week?
When I first started, just to give you the backstory to how I ended up here, when I first started karate, one of my 3rd or 4th classes was board breaking. And I took to it immediately. And I jokingly say, and it's probably, there's a little truth in every joke, it's very therapeutic. It really is. It was, I took to it immediately. I remember my instructor, Master Black, just told me, do this, do this, do this. And he had some guys there and holding boards, and I thought he was out of his mind. And I said, okay, I'll do it. And I did it, and I broke some boards. And one of my first breaks was 5 boards on a stand. I thought he was nuts. I'm never going to break these with my hand. I'm going to hurt myself. And after I did it, it felt really good. I'm getting that feeling all over again talking about it. And then it became another 3 months went by, and we tried more boards, and we tried this. And then somebody had said, you need to try this in a tournament. And it was a combination of some instructors at school, as Master Black, and we have another guy there named Rich McDonald, who's a fantastic inspirational coach as far as martial arts and just anything. And let's go do a tournament. So 6 months into my martial arts journey, I was at a tournament, and I have never been more nervous in my life. And I lined up and broke some boards and did a couple of one or two routines, because at the time, underbelts usually can only do 1 or 2 routines at one time. And I got first place, and it was the first at 43 years old. It was the first athletic award that I won that didn't say participation on it. So I was hooked.
That is so huge, though. That is so huge. So tell everybody exactly what you're doing here right now this week with your family. They got to see you do what?
for about a year, Master Black has been saying, you got to go to the U.S. Open. You got to go to the U.S. Open. You'll break this. You'll break that. You'll have a great time. So I said to Lucy, okay, let's go back to Disney. We came here with the kids for their first time and my first time in 40 years, I guess. Well, yeah, it was about a year and a half ago. I said, we'll take them back. We'll do everything we didn't do. We'll spend a week and we'll do the 2 days at the tournament. So I came here and I did a lot of things I never did before. I had actually somewhat accidentally signed up for something. I wasn't sure what it was when I signed up for it, but it ended up I had to break concrete. I had to break boards all at the same time. And it was, so I came down here and I competed with the U.S. Open. It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, karate tournament in the country, if not the world. We had people from all over the world here. I'd never seen anything like it. One of the rooms is just an acre large. We're standing over a lake right now and we're looking at it. One of the rooms was probably about 2/3 this size, and it was just people doing all variations of martial arts. It was unbelievable to me. And out of the 5 divisions I competed in, I placed in 4 of them, and 3 of those places was first. So it was pretty amazing. It was really cool. I'm getting emotional just thinking about it now because it was not something I ever thought I would do.
Dude, I'm emotional about it right now.
It was crazy. There was no high like anything else I had ever done. And you saw some of the videos on Facebook recently, or well, all weekend. I've been posting about it.
And we should share some of those on my Motivate Me Facebook page so people can go there and they can see some of your videos.
Go right ahead. Because I don't like to brag, but I like to brag.
You know, the thing is, Jon, back in the day, right after your first divorce, you were really down in the dumps. And this just goes out to all of my audience members who don't see a light at the end of their tunnel. You were in the darkness.
I was. It was a dark time. It was, I had zero direction. I had fun. I enjoyed being, around you and other friends, and we had a good time. But I wasn't happy. There was a hole. There was a big, big dark hole, and it wasn't fun.
And you knew what you wanted, though. You always said that you wanted a family. And first you found Lucy. Lucy is amazing.
My wife is just incredible. She supported me through this, this whole thing where it was, wives are funny because one of the first things my wife usually asks me is how much is it going to cost? Because she's the banker,
and the sane one.
Yeah. She's a little, she thinks a little. She thinks more than I do. I just kind of do, and she kind of plans, and so, she knew how bad I wanted to do it, and she said, "Do what you have to do." And we signed up, and as you have to buy your own materials, and it's kind of funny to explain to your wife that I have to buy all this stuff and break it. So, but she was supportive through the whole thing. She was right by my side, and when we were home before we left, she was like, "I don't want you to get hurt because we have to spend the whole week after you do this in Disney, and I don't want you limping around the park."
This is how realistic and down to earth Lucy is.
People talk about their wives or their spouses. Very cliche sometimes, I think. And it's, oh, my wife's the best. Oh, my wife's the greatest. I couldn't find my socks without her. I could because I do the laundry, but she tells me when I need to do the laundry so I have socks.
And the thing is, you found this wife who loves you, and then you had a son, and then twin daughters. Yeah,
today, and it's funny is I forgot all about the tournament today because we went and we had, and I'm going to get teary-eyed and emotional again. And that's another thing that never happened to me until I had a family, until I had direction, and we do things together. And we had dinner in Cinderella's castle tonight, and they're dressed in their best. And we bought them Cinderella. I don't think it was Cinderella, but we bought them Disney princess costumes, and we went upstairs, and they were dressed in their best. And I'm watching them go up the stairs, and they're in that castle. It's the icon of Disney, and they're inside the castle, and they love princesses, and they're eating dinner in this castle. I was so happy for them. And even my son was a team player for it, and he just loathes Disney princesses. He's an 8-year-old boy. He doesn't want any part of that. When are we going to Hollywood Studios, Dad? I want to see Star Wars stuff, that kind of stuff. But it was cool. It was like, it's living the dream, living the dream. As much as they say it's, that, and again, that's a cliche, but I'm doing it, man. I'm doing it. I'm the luckiest guy in the world. I'm just truly blessed that I found the right woman. I have 3 beautiful, beautiful children, and they're all brilliant. They all get that from their mother, and that they get.
And that you found something that you love, that you were able to do, that makes you feel good on your own outside of that.
Yeah, it was way out of, at the time, especially, and even now we find little things out of my comfort zone, but it was way out of my comfort zone. I'm like, buddy, I'm not a athletic guy. You want to give me this uniform? And I thought, it was like, man, maybe he's trying to prove something to himself. What the hell? I'm going to do this. I need to do something because I'm only going to get fatter, and we don't want that. So.
And talk about getting outside of your comfort zone. I mean, I've been doing things out of my comfort zone my whole life, but here we are, right? State 36 of 50.
Yeah.
Can you believe you were at our send-off party, which was amazing, you and Lucy, and here you are meeting up with me and my crew on the trip in Orlando, in beautiful Coronado Springs Resort here in Disney.
It's a beautiful resort. It was funny because I watched, and I kept as close track as I possibly could. I was like, a week or two ago, I was like, she's in Alabama. She's in Mississippi. I wonder when she's going to Florida. I'm going to call her, let her know, hey, when are you going to be in Florida? And I was just thinking, let's get together for a drink because you'll be here, I'll be here. We've known each other for almost 30 years. So, let's catch up. And I know, sorry. Let's have a drink. So, the stars aligned. Here we are, and it's it was big. Sorry.
It's super meaningful for me to be here right now with you after this great success, after you were on the show talking about your passion to create a family, and here you are in Disney, and we talked about how you and your family are sharing your passion for karate, and here you are not only in Disney being the dad you want to be, but you're role modeling awesomeness and able to take part in your passion of karate all in the same time. So I just want to thank you for, taking time out of your vacation to hang out with an old friend.
I'd love to, yeah.
And give my show and give my audience an update on wow, how crazy life has been for you.
Anything for you, number one. But it's everything I've done in the last, outside of my family, I wouldn't say having a family was out of my comfort zone. That was my passion. That's what I wanted to do. But then all of a sudden we're doing this thing together, and it started as something me and Danny were going to do together. And then it became something we all do together. And then, Friday and Saturday, sharing that with the kids. One of the moments that came out of it was I broke concrete for the very first time, which I didn't want to do because I hadn't done it before. And Master Black and Lucy and his Master Black's girlfriend, we're all kind of standing around. You can do this. You can do this. And we didn't bring any concrete. I didn't buy any beforehand. But there was a guy here that, hey, I got some. And I'm like, well, great. Now I can't get out of it. So I did it, and it was great. And the video's on Facebook. And one of the things I said after I did it, because I was on that high, and I was kind of walking a foot in the air. And I saw my girls sitting in the corner after they watched it. And I said, girls, did you see it? Did you see it? Yeah. I said, who's got the most powerful daddy in the universe? Us and Master Black's kids. At least it's you, But that's my son, and as an 8-year-old boy, he loves playing video games, and he'll bury his nose in a video game or watch a screen, or he'll play with the other kids that are there. And I saw him watch it. I saw him at the end, he was watching it, and I saw his face. And when, I said to him, what'd you think? Dad, that was awesome. And I'm always proud of my kids, but when my kids are proud of me, that was cool. And, my wife giving me the look that, wow, when I know that she was, it's not easy to impress your wife, after, maybe after a couple of years of marriage, you can impress her. after 10, 12, 15, she's not impressed anymore. You got to do something really big to impress your wife, you know? And at least that's how I feel. And I did. She was happy. I'm happy.
Jon, keep that spirit alive. And I know you will. I know you will. I know you will always. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I can't, I'm so happy that you were here for this. It makes this is like the icing on the cake, as they say. So there you go.
Awesome. You guys, I know that you are inspired and motivated by the passion. You can hear it. I'm looking at Jon McNiece right now. The two of us are a little teary-eyed because it's just awesome. So do whatever you got to do to connect to those around you, connect to yourself, and live a life you love, okay? Remember, you motivate me. I'm Lynette Renda, and this is
Jon McNiece.
And I talk to you, 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 and we love, and we hate, and we demonstrate. We try to relate. This is my breakthrough. Whoa. Said now, this is my breakthrough. Whoa.